Staying positive as a teacher is kind of hard these days. Believe me, I get it. But today I want to share with you a couple of tricks I've learned along the way that might help with that. My name's Elizabeth Peterson and I've been teaching since 1999. And as much as I absolutely love to teach, this is a tough job. And it's easy to get sucked up in a few of those big huffs or eye rolls and a sudden conversation that can really turn pretty negative. So let's take a look at some of these tricks that we all need to be reminded of, myself included. Number one is to walk away from negativity and position yourself in positivity. And this is probably the single most important one. And maybe I should have left this till the end, but it's so important. Let's just start right here, okay? So I actually got this bag of chocolates from a student for teacher appreciation about a week ago or so. And the first chocolate that I unwrapped said it all. Be with people who make you laugh. Now, you have to be careful that it's not that sarcastic eye-rolling kind of laughter, or at least, not that kind of laughter all the time. But there's a point there, right? You want to make sure that you're with people that make you happy and that are going to lift you up and not drag you down. Sounds so cliche, but it's really the truth. Now, this is true inside of school, but maybe even more importantly, outside of school as well. Because if you leave school and you're continuously bombarded with negativity, that's just not good at all. And it's actually amazing when you stop to really reflect on this, on the negativity versus the positivity in your life, when you realize how much you actually are surrounding yourself with negative things you might be seeing on social media, maybe things that you're watching on Netflix. It could be the news. It could be conversations that you get yourself into, text threads that you sink into. All these things add up and infiltrate your mind and kind of affect how you see things as you're going through your day. So taking a break from this type of negativity is just so important. So think about it for a minute. Have you ever been caught talking with your colleagues or maybe even just other people in your life and you get sucked into this negative conversation and you can feel yourself getting angry and upset and all these things? It's not good, right? So I've actually learned to start recognizing this when it's happening, kind of almost separate myself from myself and kind of see what's going on. And a trick I've learned is to mentally start walking away from the conversation and then figuring out a place in the conversation where I can physically walk away from what's going on and kind of just reset my mind. Because if you get sucked into that too much, it can really affect how the rest of your day goes. So what is something positive that you can put yourself in, or a positive person that you can position yourself with? Let me know in the comments, because the more we talk about this, the better. All right, the second way that you can really stay positive in your teaching is to have a portfolio of positivity. So this is just a binder or a folder or a collection of things that maybe you have that just bring some positivity to what you're doing. And if you don't have one yet, start one. Here's mine. It's just about as big as my actual teaching portfolio. And inside this, I have everything from student work and pictures of things that have happened in my classroom to parent notes and cards. Things that bring back good memories, things that really make me think about all the good things that have happened in my teaching career. And if you don't have things yet to put inside a portfolio like this, make some. Here are some ideas of how to get some. All right, so maybe you take pictures of good things that are happening inside of your classroom. Print them off. Put them inside a folder or a file. Or better yet, ask your students to write down one thing that they're enjoying inside of your class. And if you ask every single kid, you are bound to get something really good. You can even invite parents to email you about some of the things that they have heard from their kids about things that are going on in their classroom. Or maybe just ask them, what is one success that your child has had this year in my class? Gathering those positive things is so good for your teaching soul. This portfolio of positivity is one of 30 ideas that I share inside of my teacher self-care list. This is a resource that comes straight out of the SEAL teacher training course, and I'll leave the link inside the description so that you can grab your own free copy of this great list. It's full of so many ideas that are easy to adapt to your teacher life, and it's free, so be sure to check that out. And the third way to stay positive in your teaching is to find joy in something that's around you. Actually play a game of I Spy with yourself when you're standing in your classroom and find at least one, preferably 3 things that are just good. It could be as simple as Johnny over there is working quietly, or maybe your desk looks pretty organized, which can actually bring a smile to my face sometimes. Maybe your whiteboard markers are all brand new. It's those little things, right? And maybe there's a big thing too that you might notice. For me the other day, I couldn't believe how all my students in my math group were actually quietly working on an assignment, and it only lasted for a few moments, but it actually was great. It's so rare, and it was a moment that I could just stand with my co-teacher, EduBuddy, and just admire the sight of our entire class just working and intently working. So this is called joy spotting. And I first heard about it from Sheila Kennedy of Be Positively Connected when she led a guest expert session for our SEAL teachers. And it's a great way to actually just take a pause and look for things that are giving you joy. And it certainly doesn't have to just be inside the classroom. It could be outside the classroom as well. Think about those moments that you think are so great, you just want to take a picture of them. Well, go ahead. There's your joy spotting for that moment. It could be the fact that the sun is out, or that you have a nice conversation with your own kids, or maybe you actually have a plan for dinner and you don't have to make that decision after a long day of work. For me right now, I can look above my computer screen right now and see a beautiful painting that my daughter created for me one Mother's Day. The important thing to note here is that we all have the power to place positivity in our lives. We can actually put positivity into our minds. We also have the power to stay in negativity too. And as easy it is to stay there, it's important to have the tools to pull ourselves out. If you want some more great ideas on how to keep yourself positive in your teaching, be sure to download my teacher self-care list. The link is right there in the description, and I cannot wait to share it with you. My name's Elizabeth. Have a fantastic rest of your day.